Is what you see of Afghan women in the media like this, or like this? In this series, I'm exploring Afghanistan with local women tour guide professionals, and the crazy thing is that when I recently gave an interview about this and provided photos, this is what they did to them. Mind you, not only are these professional working women, but these women also have their own Instagram and YouTube channels. These women have faces, they have voices, they want to be seen, they want to be heard, and we don't need our own media to be complicit in hiding them from the public eye. Last week, I introduced our first two Afghan women for this series, Mariam and Sumaya. Two brave, strong women going against the grain and trying to make a name for themselves in an environment and society set up against them. Of course, the experience for every Afghan woman varies, and we cannot deny the suffering that many go through. At the same time, we should not ignore those who also exist. Not just the ones working in tourism, but the other strong women we'll meet throughout this series in various industries. So, if you haven't seen the first episode, I'd really recommend going back and taking a look. This week, we'll be taking a further look around Kabul before travelling up to Bamyan, where we will meet our next star, Zara.
Welcome to Afghanistan!
The National Museum in Afghanistan is found in Kabul, although unfortunately it's nothing compared to how it used to be. It was founded in 1942 by King Amanullah and once housed 100,000 items, including some Bactrian gold. But by 2001, 70% was looted during the Civil War and the Taliban destroyed most of what remained. After years of looting and Taliban destruction, the staff there reported that there was only a single giant bronze urn, which you can still see today as one of the few large objects left on display. There are still a few things to see here though, and a couple of floors and rooms to explore, as well as a whole building full of cars and also a train behind the main building too. If you haven't got much time in Kabul though, I actually really recommend skipping this one and visiting the Omar Landmine Museum instead, which we'll visit in later episodes. Just next to the National Museum is Darul Aman Palace. This actually means abode of peace, and honestly, that's what this place is. A sanctuary from the hustle and bustle of the outside.
Welcome to Darul Aman Palace! Yeah.
It was built in the 1920s under King Amanullah Khan, as he wanted to modernize Afghanistan. He was a pretty liberal king who banned veils for women and spent a lot of time traveling abroad. Indeed, him and his wife took a 8-month-long state tour around various countries, including the UK, Germany, France, Egypt, India, and the Soviet Union. This palace was designed in a European neoclassical style with influences from Western architecture. Inside, there's 3 floors and about 150 rooms, but it was largely destroyed over the years of conflict and almost fully reconstructed by 2019 to coincide with the 100th anniversary of Afghan independence. And on the way back to the city centre is the Babur Gardens, or Babur as it is locally known. It's one of the oldest surviving Mughal gardens in Afghanistan and located pretty close to both the palace and the museum. After Babur conquered Kabul in 1504, he developed the site into a terraced avenue garden, following the Persian Islamic tradition of aligning water channels along a central axis and carving the hillside into roughly 15 levels. Not long after his death in 1530, his remains were moved from Agra and placed in the grave here. In the 20th century, it became a public park under King Nadir Shah and has since undergone various reconstruction efforts. Today, it's a nice area for locals to have a picnic. It's well kept, and although generally local women are not permitted inside, I've never had a problem getting in with other women, both local and foreign. One of the most popular places to visit in Kabul is the famous bird market. If you don't like seeing animals in cages, I recommend you to skip the next minute or two because these streets are just full of them. Keeping birds is a favourite pastime of many Afghans, and birds have a solid place in various aspects of Afghan life, including paintings, poetry, and the gardens or houses of a lot of the local people. You can have a quick stroll around here and the rest of the old Kabul area, but do try to end up at this great local restaurant if you get a chance.
It's called China cake. China cake? Yes, China cake. The reason it's called China cake because it is cooked inside of this. This one is called China. Okay. And so there you will see that it is on the heat, and all these foods will be inside of it, and then it will get cooked. And also it's possible that you get your bread and just eat, like, for example, one piece of the meat and eat it. But also mostly it is common in Afghanistan that make bread in piece inside and eat it.
My feet in the way?
No.
This traditional dish is heavy on the meat, but you can't get much more local than this. It's called janaki and is usually served in individual pots and is basically a meat stew with a little bit of veg, tomatoes, onions, that kind of thing inside. Served alongside a naan, of course. We then take a drive to the northern side of Kabul to go to Wazir Akbar Khan Hill, otherwise known as TV Hill. It originally gets its name from a revered Afghan military leader in the 1800s, and then in the 1990s it became a spot for TV and radio masts, hence the nickname. It's a nice place to relax and have a picnic and enjoy the views. For some reason, the Soviets here built a swimming pool complete with a diving board, all the way up here. It's empty now, of course, and no one uses it to swim in. In the afternoon, we were invited to a local orphanage called Future Hope Charity Organisation, with over 100 children living there. It has a section for both girls and boys, and we got to take a look around before hanging out with the children and eating together.
Oh! Who's winning? This one. Okay.
Unfortunately, due to the nature of this visit, I don't have footage that I can put here, but I do have some reflections I wanted to share from the next morning.
Last night we spent the afternoon and the evening at the orphanage, and honestly this is probably one of the most incredible experiences that we do in Afghanistan. Unfortunately, it's also an experience that I can't put into video because we want to respect the privacy of the girls, and to be honest, it makes my experience, and I think their experience, a lot better because You're not always on your phone, you're not always photographing everything, and to be honest, photographing and videoing orphans is not, what we're here for anyway. But I do want to just go over a little bit about our time there, and also show you these super sweet gifts that they gave us upon arrival. So let me show you first of all these beautiful flowers that the girls had handmade and prepared for us. Look at that. Beautiful tulips there. And inside is a little letter. Let me take the letter out for you. Welcome to FHCO. There we go, that's the orphanage that we work with. They are just incredible, guys. There was also this one for everyone. So I loved the geniusness and creativity that went into this. So it has FHCO on the back, and then this is a heart, and then I love you. Too sweet. But the best thing and the most amazing thing, because, well, I can't stitch or sew, so I am always very impressed, is these. Every single one of them was different, every single one of them was personalized, and it has my name on it. Some things you really do just treasure forever, and this is one of them. It's tricky, I'm not gonna lie, it's tricky visiting an orphanage, it's tricky getting that correct, because there's a lot of reasons that it can turn very unethical, it can turn very observing, and that's definitely not where I was going with this trip. And I think, honestly, I think that this visit does all the right things. Obviously, we try to introduce the ladies to the orphanage and help to create awareness, spread awareness, like I'm trying to do here as well. But also, it's a very interactive experience. It's less we are just sitting there and observing, and more the girls really love us being there, to be honest. Like, we like to be there. But we basically spent the afternoon just hanging out with them. They had some little performances for us, and then we also gave them a performance, which they absolutely loved. But the real fun was eating dinner together, and afterwards we also just kind of were hanging out. Though we don't speak each other's languages, my God, there was a lot of sounds going on in that room, because kids don't need language. You can show, photos of your family, just chat, and doesn't matter if you can't speak each other's languages, you can still have a really incredible time. And I think getting to kind of further understand about, these very difficult issues in Afghanistan, and also giving the opportunity to help and do something about it, as well as experiencing as much as you can, kind of full hand, really trying to understand, these deeper issues. It's something that I think that this orphanage visit provides, and we work together with the orphanage to do these visits. So I wish I could show you everything on camera, but it's just an incredible experience that I'm left with this morning.
Today, we are finally making it out of Kabul and into the mountains as we climb a couple of thousand meters to reach Bamiyan, where we will explore the famous Bandar Lake, the Buddhas of Bamiyan, and pay a visit to a women's retreat centre. The road to Bamyan is generally pretty decent, with some pretty incredible views of the mountain range on the way. The drive takes around 4 to 5 hours in total, but we got a bit held up with a few side quests. The first I was definitely not expecting. Rhubarb I had only ever had before in pie or in sweets that taste like rhubarb and custard. I'd never tried wild rhubarb before, but I was assured that it's okay to eat raw and it's yummy and good for the gut. This rhubarb is taken from the mountains where locals will go and forage and bring it down to the side of the road to sell.
Very nice.
What I wasn't pre-warned about was just how sour it is. I still have that taste in my mouth today. But weirdly addictive.
Enjoying some roadside rhubarb. Oh,
Nice color.
that is sour.
And we didn't get much further before we were sidetracked once again. These nomad beekeepers move between the mountains of Afghanistan and Pakistan, coming back to Afghanistan in the summer months and spending the warmer winters in Pakistan, bringing their bees with them wherever they go. This is honestly some of the purest and best honey you will find in the world, and this beekeeper was very happy for us to sample all of the different kinds, with some local tea of course. It ranges in quality, and he had 1 litre jars for about $20 and up.
Ooh.
For me, travel is all about these moments, when you go off the itinerary and just let life around you take control and provide you with unscripted experiences that really stick with you forever. Like pulling up to a nomad beekeeper's house with camping chairs, a speaker and good friends, and enjoying the best cup of tea I ever had together.
This one?
Yeah, because it's strong.
So you don't want the strong one?
I don't want this strong.
Okay. She likes the softer one. Okay.
But all good things must come to an end. Bamyan was waiting for us, and so was our local tour guide, Zara.
Here is the Bamyan, and most welcome everyone.
Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat here, but I'm going to have to leave you hanging until the next episode, where we will enjoy a full exploration of all that Bamyan has to offer.